Brandy's self-titled debut album, released in 1994, introduced the world to her distinct voice and laid the foundation for her illustrious career. Blending R&B, pop, and New Jack Swing, the album spawned hits like I Wanna Be Down and Baby, solidifying Brandy as a rising star in 90s music. Its success not only earned her multi-platinum status, but also helped shape the next generation of R&B. This debut positioned her as a pioneering figure in the genre, setting the stage for her to become one of the most influential voices in modern R&B and pop. In this video, we'll take a look at the singles from the project, along with the impact this had on R&B and the legacy it has left behind. If you enjoy hearing stories about eras gone by, hit the subscribe button to be notified when I next upload. Now, back to the video. In 1990, Brandy Norwood entered into an oral contract with Teaspoon Productions, run by Chris Stokes and Earl Harris, who arranged for her to perform as a backing vocalist for their R&B boy band Immature. Me kind, sweet destiny. The agreement also tasked Teaspoon with representing her and securing a record deal. At 11, Brandy auditioned for Atlantic Records, but the label turned her away, citing her young age and advising her to return at 14. By 1993, on the same day Teaspoon negotiated a deal for her with East West Records, her parents secured a recording contract with Atlantic. During her Atlantic audition, A&R director Darryl Williams was impressed by her energy and remarkable voice for a 14-year-old. Brandy later left Hollywood High School and continued her education with private tutoring from the 10th grade onward. Atlantic Records enlisted 21-year-old writer-producer Keith Crouch, nephew of gospel legend Andraé Crouch, to shape much of the throwback funk soul sound for Brandy's debut album. Brandy emphasized the significance of working with Crouch, feeling it was important for her as a young artist. Brandy appreciated that Keith wasn't trying to imitate anyone on the radio. Instead, he had his own sound. This decision would result in Brandy's debut album standing out from other teen R&B releases in the early 90s due to its mature, soulful sound and emphasis on authentic, classic R&B elements. While many teen artists at the time were given more pop-oriented or teeny bopper records, Brandy embraced a rich funk soul-inspired sound. Keith Crouch, who produced much of the album, crafted a sound that was sophisticated yet youthful, blending New Jack Swing with smooth, mature R&B vibes. Brandy drew significant inspiration from Whitney for her debut album, particularly in terms of vocal delivery, stage presence, and the emotional depth of her performances. As a child, Brandy admired Whitney's powerful yet nuanced voice and her ability to connect with audiences, which shaped Brandy's own approach to singing. Brandy emulated Whitney's use of vocal dynamics, blending strength with subtlety, to create a sound that was both youthful and mature. Brandy also looked up to Whitney as a role model for how to command a stage with grace and confidence, qualities she aspired to bring to her own performances. Whitney's success as a black woman breaking barriers in pop music inspired Brandy to pursue a similar path, combining authenticity with commercial appeal in her music. This influence can be heard in Brandy's ballads and vocal arrangements, which carry the same emotional resonance and sophistication that Whitney was known for.
I want to be Whitney Houston, the singer, and Janet Jackson, the performer.
Now that's it, because Whitney Houston is not known for really getting up there and moving like crazy.
Yeah, and Janet always moves like crazy, so I want to move like Janet. I do Whitney a lot, but I want to move like Janet and sing just like Whitney Houston.
Now you met both of them, I know.
I met both of them.
And I understand when you met Whitney, it was really something.
Oh God, it was a historic moment for me. I cried.
What do you mean you cried?
I cried because, I love her so much that, I just couldn't believe that it was real, so I cried. And she showed so much emotions, and she paid attention to me. She talked to me for hours.
Did she give you advice?
Yes, she did.
What'd she say?
She said this business is a lot of work, and do not sell out because all people want is my voice, and to sell sex is not necessary.
While Keith Crouch shaped the core sound of the album, Brandy also collaborated with the all-male R&B group Something for the People on several tracks, including Sunny Day, Give Me You, and I Dedicate, the last of which was later divided into 3 interludes. Damon Thomas co-wrote I'm Yours and produced Love Is On My Side, with a then 16-year-old Robin Thicke earning his first co-writing credit on the latter track. The decision to work with Keith along with the other writers and producers resulted in an album that showcased a distinctive style that blends R&B with elements of funk, soul, and new jack swing, characteristic of the early 90s. The production is marked by smooth melodic grooves, rich instrumentation, and rhythmic bass lines that create a laid-back yet engaging atmosphere. Brandy's vocal delivery is a key highlight of the album, featuring a warm, raspy tone that conveys both youthful exuberance and emotional depth. The songs often combine age-appropriate themes with mature lyrical content, reflecting her experiences and aspirations. The album's sound is further enhanced by the use of harmonies and background vocals, which add layers to Brandy's lead vocals, giving a rich and polished feel to the tracks. Overall, the album balances authenticity with commercial appeal and helped to position Brandy as a fresh voice in the R&B genre. Brandy's debut single, I Wanna Be Down, was released in September 1994, a few weeks before the launch of her self-titled album. The track quickly became a defining moment in her career and is still considered one of her signature songs. The song is a mid-tempo R&B track that features a thunderous beat and distinct melodic synth riffs. The track perfectly encapsulates being in love as a teenager in the 90s, with lyrics that express a youthful desire for love and connection. The song's innocence and sincerity resonated with a wide audience, particularly younger listeners. The song is a mid-tempo R&B track that features a thunderous beat and distinct melodic synth riffs. The track perfectly encapsulates being in love as a teenager in the 90s, with lyrics that express a youthful desire for love and connection. The song's innocence and sincerity resonated with a wide audience, particularly younger listeners. The track, along with the video, which was directed by Keith Ward and released in October 1994, are emblematic of 90s R&B and urban culture, capturing the essence of the era in both sound and visuals. This backdrop underscores the connection to urban culture, giving Brandy a more relatable image. Brandy and her dancers are dressed in fashionable yet relatable clothing that reflects 90s street style. The hairstyles, baggy clothing, and casual wear captured the essence of urban youth culture during that era, making the video visually appealing and relatable to its audience. The inclusion of dancers and friends from diverse backgrounds in the video emphasizes the sense of community within urban culture. It reflects the collaborative nature of R&B and hip-hop, where different styles and influences come together to create something unique. The choreography in the video features energetic, rhythmic dance moves that align with the song's upbeat tempo. This emphasis on dance is a staple in R&B videos, highlighting the joy and expression found in urban music culture. The single received positive reviews from critics, who praised Brandy's vocal performance and the song's fresh sound. It highlighted her potential as a rising star in the R&B genre. Critics praised Brandy's vocal delivery, highlighting her ability to convey emotion with a warm and raspy tone. Many noted her impressive range and control, which set her apart from other young artists at the time. The song's infectious melody and smooth, laid-back production were well received. Critics appreciated the blend of R&B and hip-hop influences, typical of the new jack swing era, which made the track feel fresh and contemporary. I Wanna Be Down achieved significant commercial success in the US, peaking at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 and reaching number 1 on the Hot R&B and Hip-Hop Songs chart. This chart performance further validated the positive critical reception and helped solidify Brandy's place in the music industry. The song was also nominated for a Soul Train Music Award and won a Billboard Award for the music video. In 2023, the track was certified platinum, which showcased its enduring popularity almost 30 years after its release. Upon its release, Sylvia Rhone, head of Atlantic Records, proposed the idea of re-recording the track featuring a group of rappers. As a result, I Wanna Be Down was remixed to include new verses from female rappers MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, and Yo-Yo. This remix was groundbreaking for a few reasons. The remix featuring prominent female rappers marked a significant moment for women in hip-hop. At a time when the genre was often male-dominated, this remix showcased female talent and provided a platform for their voices in mainstream music. The remix perfectly blended R&B and hip-hop, illustrating the growing trend of collaboration between these genres. In the early 90s, R&B and hip-hop were both thriving but largely developed as separate genres. R&B was characterized by smooth melodies, lush instrumentation, and emotional vocal performances, while hip-hop emphasized rhythmic spoken word, beats, and lyrical dexterity. Although there were some crossover artists, such as Mary J. Blige, who began to blend R&B and hip-hop elements, many artists still adhered to the conventions of their respective genres. The remix broke ground by incorporating rap verses into a traditionally R&B framework. By doing so, it highlighted the possibility of merging the melodic and harmonic qualities of R&B with the rhythmic and lyrical prowess of hip-hop. This approach created a more dynamic and engaging listening experience, appealing to a broader audience, which is something we still see today. The success of genre fusion tracks, like the remix of I Wanna Be Down, laid the groundwork for a more significant integration of R&B and hip-hop throughout the 90s and into the 2000s. The remix also represented a cultural shift. By embracing both R&B and hip-hop, it reflected the experiences and voices of a diverse audience, particularly within the Black community. The collaboration underscored the idea that music could be a unifying force, bridging gaps between different styles and showcasing a range of perspectives. A music video for the remix, which was called The Human Rhythm Hip Hop Mix, premiered in February 1995, directed by Hype Williams, who was inspired by his own remix video for Craig Mack's 1994 hit, Flavor in Your Ear. The video takes on a simple performance style featuring appearances by MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, and Yo-Yo, and is shot in a striking blend of glamorous black and white, complete with flashbulbs flashing to the beat. Notably, Brandy's younger brother makes a cameo in the video. This version ultimately earned Brandy her first nomination for an MTV Video Music Award for Best Rap Video at the 1995 ceremony. For many listeners, I Wanna Be Down holds a special place as a nostalgic classic. It evokes memories of the 90s, a time when R&B dominated the charts and spoke to everyday emotions and relationships in a way that was both accessible and deeply felt. The simplicity of the song's theme, wanting to be close to someone you admire, along with its smooth, timeless production, makes it a song that people fondly associate with their youth and the cultural moments of the 90s. The song is often referenced in 90s R&B retrospectives and playlists, as it's seen as one of the quintessential tracks of the decade. It's remembered not only for its chart success, but also for how it made people feel, a sense of sincerity and connection to the artist. Baby, the second single from the album released 3 months later, cemented her as a rising star in the R&B scene. The track, which is a playful, upbeat love song, where Brandy sings about infatuation and devotion to someone she deeply cares for. The lyrics express the feelings of excitement and happiness that come with a romantic connection, focusing on the overwhelming desire to be with that special person. Brandy's young age at the time, just 15, makes the theme of youthful love and admiration even more relatable to her target audience. Musically, the song is characterized by its fusion of mid-90s funk, R&B, and hip-hop elements. The production features a smooth, groovy, bass-heavy rhythm, with a beat that draws from hip-hop and funk rhythms. This blend of styles gives the track a more modern, street-savvy edge, while still maintaining a clean, pop-oriented sound that appealed to mainstream audiences. Brandy's vocals are the heart of the sonic experience. Her voice is smooth yet textured, with a natural rasp that adds depth and richness to her performance. She delivers the verses with a laid-back, conversational style, but still allows moments for subtle vocal runs that showcase her range. The warmth and youthfulness of her voice perfectly match the song's theme of playful love and infatuation. A key feature of Baby are the lush vocal harmonies. Brandy's voice is layered throughout the track, creating a rich tapestry of harmonies that add warmth and complexity to the song. These harmonies, often in the background or supporting the main melody, are an important element of her sound and contribute to the song's full polished production. The song was written by Keith Crouch, Kipper Jones, and Rahsaan Patterson, with Crouch taking charge of the production. The song came together in just a few days during additional writing sessions with Patterson, who had collaborated with Crouch on multiple tracks for Brandy's debut album. Most of the background vocals and instruments were recorded in one of Keith Crouch's bedrooms. When Brandy first heard the demo, she praised its flavor and soul. During the recording process, she was reportedly vocally inspired by her idol, Whitney Houston. The music video for Baby, directed by Hype Williams, was released in 1994 and became one of Brandy's most iconic visuals, further boosting the song's popularity.
Baby Baby is like glamour. It's like more of a Janet Jackson, Whitney Houston kind of thing. I mean, it's Whitney in the performing, and it's like Janet in the moves and stuff. So it's really on. I mean, you can't miss this video. The dynamics of Times Square is that everybody passes by, they look and they clap and stuff after we're done, and we just get on stage and we just perform for not only the camera but everybody that watches and stands outside. So they really get to see a free concert.
The video, known for its sleek and innovative style, played a significant role in shaping Brandy's early image and appeal, directed by Hype Williams and filmed in the middle of Times Square. The video is characterized by his signature visual style, which included the use of fisheye lenses, vivid color palettes, and sleek, polished editing. The exaggerated angles, quick cuts, and innovative lighting techniques were trademarks of Williams' work, which helped to distinguish Brandy from other young R&B artists at the time. The video also solidified Brandy's early fashion image, showcasing her in trendy 90s outfits, including oversized jackets, crop tops, and baggy pants, which reflected urban streetwear fashion of the era. Her braided hairstyle became iconic and part of her recognizable look in the 90s. The video's slick production and Brandy's charismatic performance helped make Baby a major hit on music video channels, contributing to its commercial success. The combination of Hype Williams' cutting-edge direction and Brandy's relatable, youthful energy made the video a favorite among fans and solidified her presence in the R&B scene. The song received widespread acclaim from music critics, who praised its catchy production and Brandy's smooth vocals. Critics noted Brandy's unique vocal style, particularly her raspy tone and ability to deliver youthful yet polished performances. Many highlighted how her voice was distinct for a 15-year-old and made her stand out in the crowded R&B scene of the 90s. The single was a major commercial success in the US and also charted internationally. In the US, Baby became one of Brandy's biggest hits. It peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 and remained on the chart for an impressive 24 weeks. It also dominated the Hot R&B and Hip Hop chart, where it spent 4 weeks at number 1. The track also experienced international success. In New Zealand, it reached number 4 on the charts, as well as charting in other countries such as Australia and the UK, though with more moderate success compared to its US performance. The single quickly became a radio favourite throughout 1995, receiving heavy airplay on both R&B and pop stations. Its appeal across genres helped it become a crossover hit, leading to high sales and contributing to Brandy's debut album achieving multi-platinum status. Best Friend, which served as the third single from the album, is a heartfelt, funky R&B track that showcases Brandy's vocal talent and her ability to connect with listeners on a more personal level. The lyrics are a heartfelt dedication to Brandy's younger brother Ray J. Throughout the song, she expresses her love and gratitude for the support and bond they share. The song emphasizes themes of loyalty, trust, and unconditional love. While Best Friend is personal to Brandy, the song's themes of love, support, and trust between siblings or close friends are universal. This helped it resonate with listeners who could relate to having that one special person in their life who they consider their best friend. The lyrics highlight the importance of mutual support in strong relationships, whether between siblings or friends. Similar to the previous 2 singles released, Best Friend incorporates subtle hip-hop influences. The rhythm and production elements are infused with a street-smart urban vibe, blending smooth R&B melodies with hip-hop beats. Brandy's vocal delivery is confident yet warm, perfectly matching the affectionate tone of the song's lyrics. Her vocals are laid back, allowing the groove and beat to take center stage, while she weaves in smooth harmonies and occasional vocal runs that showcase her skill without overpowering the song's light, playful energy. Best Friend became a fan favorite and remains one of the most beloved songs in Brandy's early catalogue. While it didn't reach the same level of commercial success as some of her other singles like I Wanna Be Down or Baby, it received positive feedback from listeners for its relatable lyrics and catchy, upbeat sound. Brandy was so keen on the track after she recorded it that she initially planned for Best Friend to be the lead single from the album, and admitted later in interviews that she had to be convinced to go with I Wanna Be Down. Critics would go on to say that they appreciated the personal nature of the song. The lyrics were seen as heartfelt and genuine, highlighting Brandy's ability to connect with her audience on an emotional level. Brandy's smooth yet confident vocal delivery was another element that critics praised. They lauded her ability to balance the youthful energy of the song with a mature vocal tone, showing her range even as a teenage artist. Brandy's smooth yet confident vocal delivery was another element that critics praised. They lauded her ability to balance the youthful energy of the song with a mature vocal tone, showing her range even as a teenage artist. While the single didn't achieve the same massive success as earlier singles, it performed respectably on the charts. In the US, Best Friend charted on the Billboard Hot 100, where it peaked at number 34. On the Hot R&B Hip-Hop Songs chart, it was more successful, reaching number 7. The song did not chart outside of the US. The song received strong airplay on R&B and urban radio stations, helping it maintain a consistent presence on the charts. Its catchy, upbeat nature made it a favorite among fans and listeners who appreciated its fun and positive vibe. A number of factors likely played into the reasons why Best Friend failed to match the success of the other two singles released. By the time the single was released, listeners might have already connected more strongly with her earlier hits, such as I Wanna Be Down and Baby. These tracks were both massive commercial successes and solidified Brandy's early career. As a result, Best Friend had the challenge of living up to the high expectations set by these songs, which were already firmly established as hits. In addition, the mid-90s R&B scene was highly competitive, with many artists vying for attention. The sound of Best Friend was solid, but it may not have stood out as much in a market saturated with strong releases from other R&B artists like Aaliyah, Monica, and SWV. Even though the song had a teen-friendly message, the sound might have blended in rather than differentiated itself from the crowd of R&B hits. Though Best Friend had a fun and youthful message that was very relatable to Brandy's teen fanbase, it may not have appealed as much to older listeners. Songs about love and relationships tend to reach a broader audience. Which was the case for the first two singles, whereas a song focused on sibling relationships, while meaningful, may have felt more limited in its scope. Broken Hearted was the final single released from the album. The track is renowned for its emotional depth and musical sophistication, making it a standout moment in her early career. The song addresses the pain and sorrow that come with heartbreak. Brandy's lyrics express vulnerability and longing, capturing the essence of lost love. The emotional narrative resonates with listeners, portraying the heartache of a breakup and the struggle to move on. The lyrics reflect a universal experience of heartache, allowing many listeners to relate to her sentiments. Musically, Broken Hearted is a blend of contemporary R&B and pop, featuring smooth melodies and a lush instrumental arrangement. The song is characterized by its melodic hooks, layered harmonies, and a laid-back groove. The production utilizes a mix of R&B rhythms with a hint of pop sensibility, making it both radio-friendly and emotionally impactful. For the single's release, a remix of the song was conceptualized. The idea for a duet version of Broken Hearted originally came up while Brandy was on a 2-month stint as the opening act for Boyz II Men's national tour in early 2008-1995. This led to a re-recorded duet version of the song featuring additional vocals from Wanya Morris, with the remix being produced by Soulshock and Carlin, which was released in August 1995. The duet, along with public interactions between Brandy and Wanya, led to rumours beginning to swirl that the two were dating. The remix features a more upbeat tempo and a heavier, bass-driven sound compared to the original album version. It incorporates additional instrumentation, including layered synths and rhythmic beats, while still preserving the song's emotional lyrics.
Should I just
tell the story?
I'm going to tell the story. We like stuff like this, especially when people don't have any idea. Okay.
Jackass.
Okay, so check this out. Brandy and I were friends in the beginning. Her mother and reached out to me, as well as my manager reached out to Brandy, because Brandy was a big fan of mine. And I was like, wow, that's amazing, because this young lady was pretty cool. Now I was young at the time. I wasn't 30 nothing. You know what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. Brandy and I were really, really close. Once she turned of age, we had been hanging around each other so much. We've been hanging around each other so much that there became to be some sort of connection, an intimate connection. We actually fell in love.
For the visual, Brandy teamed up once again with director Hype Williams to create the music video for Broken Hearted. The video was shot at the historic Oheka Castle, a grand mansion located on the north shore of Long Island. Though Brandy and Wanya filmed their parts separately, with no scenes together, the video artfully weaves their individual moments to convey the emotional depth of the song. Brandy and Wanya briefly dated during the mid-90s, around the time they collaborated on the remix. Brandy, who was still a rising star, has spoken about having a deep admiration for Wanya, and the two developed a close connection while working together. However, their relationship was kept relatively private and was short-lived. Despite their personal connection, they remained professional, and their chemistry in both the song and its music video added to the appeal of the collaboration. The relationship has sparked questions over the years due to the fact that Brandy was underage when they reportedly began dating. At the time, Brandy was around 16 or 17 years old, while Wanya was in his early 20s, leading to concerns about the appropriateness of their relationship. Brandy herself has spoken about how she had a deep admiration for Wanya, calling him her first love, and how the relationship, though brief, had a significant impact on her. However, the age difference, particularly Brandy being a minor, has raised eyebrows in later years as people have re-examined the power dynamics and implications of such a relationship. The remix of Broken Hearted received a mixed reception from critics and fans when it was released. Many praised the vocal chemistry between the singers, particularly their ability to convey raw emotion. Wanya's powerful vocals complemented Brandy's softer, more subtle delivery, creating a strong duet dynamic that resonated with fans of both artists. A few critics argued that Wanya's powerful, often showy vocal delivery overpowered Brandy's more restrained performance. The single version brought a fresh sound that differed from the album version. The polished production, with its smooth instrumentation and a more radio-friendly approach, made it appealing for commercial airplay. Some critics and fans felt that the remix strayed too far from the original version's more intimate and heartfelt tone. While the original album version was seen as a pure emotional ballad, the remix was considered more commercial and less personal. This shift left some fans preferring the original's raw, simpler production. Commercially, the single fared well in the US, with the remix helping to push the song to peak at number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song failed to chart in any other territory. The remix received significant radio airplay, particularly on urban and adult contemporary stations. Its appeal to a broad audience, R&B listeners, pop fans, and boys to men followers, helped boost its airplay. The song's success, particularly the remix, helped Brandy maintain momentum after earlier singles. It showed her versatility as an artist, capable of delivering emotional ballads and collaborating with other artists. Though not as internationally prominent as some of her other hits, Broken Hearted remains one of Brandy's most memorable tracks from her early career, thanks in large part to the success of the remix and its lasting impact in 90s R&B. When the album released, it was both a critical and commercial success, and after the era was completed, it established her as one of the most promising young voices in R&B. Brandy's voice, described as rich, smooth, and mature beyond her years, was celebrated by many critics. Her ability to handle the emotional depth of songs while maintaining a youthful sound earned her positive reviews. The album's sound, heavily shaped by producer Keith Crouch, was praised for its blend of contemporary R&B with classic soul, funk, and pop influences. Critics appreciated that Brandy's music avoided the overly manufactured pop sound often associated with young artists, instead offering a more mature, sophisticated sound. Some critics compared Brandy favourably to established R&B stars like Aaliyah and TLC, with the New York Times calling her a fresh new voice that fit comfortably into the growing landscape of 90s R&B.
When I first found out that my album went gold, my mom and I were sitting discussing some other things, some other business that we were taking care of. And what happened was, my mom was figuring out the numbers of where my album was. I think it was at 400 and something. And then the man was telling her the numbers, and she said, "So what does that add up to?" And then the man said 500 and something thousand. And my mom said, "So she's gold." And then she said, "Yeah." And then she yelled to me, "Brandy, you're gold." And I just went crazy.
The album debuted at number 94 on the Billboard 200, but thanks to the success of its singles, it steadily climbed the charts, eventually peaking at number 20. The album has since gone on to sell more than 2 million copies and be certified quadruple platinum. Brandy's debut album was a defining moment in the mid-90s R&B scene, introducing a fresh, youthful voice that appealed to both young listeners and older audiences alike. Its success helped pave the way for her future as a successful recording artist, actress, and pop culture icon. It also positioned her among the leading young female R&B stars of the era, alongside Aaliyah and Monica, and played a significant role in shaping 90s R&B. The combination of its critical acclaim and strong sales established Brandy as a force in the music industry, marking the start of her long-lasting career in music and entertainment.
This is the gold album right here.
Tell me about it.
It just sold 500,000. A year ago when I was working on this album, these spaces in my room were empty. And just thinking that they're filled with something that I've done with the help of people, that's amazing. It is amazing.
We're running out of wall space. Yeah. She's on the covers of magazines and things like that, so it's just so quick. A little girl from down in Mississippi.